Hello and welcome to the viewers of this video. This is the Orange Fan here, bringing you another entry for the episode Recap and Thoughts category. This video will be dedicated to episode 66 of Codename Kids Next Door, Operation S.A.F.E.T.Y. We begin this episode at Washington, D.C., at least a few years before the present day of the series. In the Capitol building, there is a meeting going on looking over potential new laws, and one of these potential new laws are child safety laws being proposed by Senator S.A.F.E.T.Y. The Senate leader, however, acts dismissive towards these child safety laws because he considers them to be, in his words, too boring. But in order to satisfy Senator S.A.F.E.T.Y. so that he won't keep proposing these child safety laws, the Senate leader decides to give Senator S.A.F.E.T.Y. $11 billion so that he can research these safety-related concerns. In the present day of the series, we see Number 4 rushing off to the playground so that he can participate in an event. This event is the butt-busting playground tournament finals, and contestants use the playground equipment in order to fling themselves into the air so that they can butt stomp the pavement of the playground. The winner is the contestant who can create the biggest crack in the pavement by butt stomping. Number 4 has a track record of winning this tournament in the past, and Number 2 has also helped Number 4 by acting as Number 4's coach. Eventually, Number 4 is about to take his turn, but he sees that his younger brother Joey has arrived. Number 4 is annoyed to see Joey is at the event, but he begrudgingly decides that Joey can stick around as long as Joey doesn't get in his way. So Number 4 goes to the swing set so that he can begin the process of launching himself into the air. But before Number 4 has the chance to actually begin the process, he's interrupted by Joey dancing around, which catches the attention of all the spectators. Yes, all the spectators are distracted watching Joey dance around. And while Joey is dancing, he also takes off his diaper and he tosses it to the ground. The spectators find Joey's dancing to be cute, but Number 4 is annoyed by this. And when Number 4 gets off the swing set in order to run towards Joey, Number 4 ends up tripping on Joey's diaper. And yes, tripping on Joey's diaper causes a chain reaction where Number 4 does end up getting flung into the air and he ends up crashing down onto the pavement of the playground, which causes a crack. But according to the referee for the event, this crack is not a very big crack, so Number 4 actually lost this year's event. Although the crack wasn't a big crack in the pavement of the playground, it still catches the attention of a building that looks like a giant safety cone. Inside the giant safety cone, we see Senator S.A.F.E.T.Y. arriving in the central control room, and there's also a giant robot there, a safety bot. Senator S.A.F.E.T.Y. inquires what's going on, and the safety bot informs him about the butt-busting playground tournament finals going on, and suggesting that they take immediate action to protect kids from having their butts hurt by hitting the pavement. Senator S.A.F.E.T.Y. agrees with taking immediate action. He mentions that he spent years preparing to set his safety program into motion, and now that his safety program is finished, he's ready to actually put it to the test and begin to protect kids. Back at the playground, the top 3 finalists for this year's butt-busting playground tournament finals have been declared, and Nick and Chip are also interviewing Number 4 to see how it feels that he lost this year's event. Number 4 insists that the only reason he lost was because of Joey's interference, and then Joey begins to start dancing around while taking off his diaper, and the spectators find this cute. Nick and Chip decide that they just want to watch Joey dance, and number 4 is frustrated about losing the event. Number 2 does try to comfort number 4 by assuring him that they can always try again next year, but number 4 is adamant about proving that he deserves the trophy for this year's event. But then, yes, after number 4 makes this declaration, Joey tosses his diaper and it lands on number 4's face. So number 4 can't see where he's going, and he ends up falling over. But then everyone at the playground hears some loud stomping, and they soon see not one but multiple safety bots have arrived at the playground. The safety bots are capable of launching bubble wrap from their hands, and the safety bots proceed to cover the playground and various items like the 6 gum gains, gum shooters in bubble wrap in the name of protecting kids and in the name of safety. The safety bots are also capable of launching other accessories besides bubble wrap. One of the safety bots is planning to launch sunblock or sunscreen towards Joey because of the possibility of Joey getting sunburned. But number 4 is able to get Joey out of the way from the sunscreen, and he does manage to get Joey's diaper back on. Number 2 number 2 has gone to get a 2x4 technology vehicle so that they can escape. And number 2 has to remind number 4 to bring Joey with them. So number 4 does bring Joey into the vehicle, and the 2 Sector V operatives and Joey do escape in the vehicle. So yes, so the safety bots, or at least some of the safety bots, or one of them, begins to chase after number 2, number 4, and Joey in the vehicle. And the chase sequence does last quite some time. They're trying to make it back to the Sector V treehouse, but eventually at one point, when they're in, I believe they're in a tunnel, Joey starts to dance again and takes off his diaper again, and Joey tosses his diaper in front of number 2's face, so number 2 can't see where he's going, and the vehicle ends up crashing. However, the vehicle does end up crashing at the Sector V treehouse, so number 2 tries to comment about looking on the bright side by saying that they made it to their destination at least. But yes, number 2 and number 4 see that the Sector V treehouse is now covered in bubble wrap. Number 2 suspects that the 3 other Sector V operatives are probably trapped inside of the Sector V treehouse because of all this bubble wrap, and he tries to find a way to free them. Number 4, though, can't find Joey after the crash, and he's frantically searching for Joey. He does find Joey under some rubble, but Joey is okay. Joey doesn't have any harm towards him. So number 4, though, and yes, after finding out that Joey is okay, number 4's demeanor changes from concern to anger. Number 4 starts to yell at Joey and say that Joey has been a great pain to him this entire day, and he yells at Joey to go home right away. Joey starts to cry a little, but Joey does start to crawl away. Number 2 comments about how number 4 was harsher than what was really called for. Number 2 does comment that Joey is only a baby after all, but number 4 brushes off number 2's point, but they aren't able to really concentrate on too much else because they see more safety bots arriving, even more than the safety bots that were already at the playground. So although the Sector V treehouse is covered in bubble wrap, number 2 and number 4 are able to find 2 pairs of 2x4 technology weapons to fight back, hair cutters. And although, yes, they're called hair cutters, but they actually are capable of cutting the wiring and circuitry of the robots. So number 2 and number 4 waste no time in using the hair cutters on one of the safety bots that arrives at the Sector V treehouse. Meanwhile, we do see a montage of more safety bots using bubble wrap on all sorts of different locations throughout town. So they're covering pools and carnivals and amusement parks with bubble wrap. That's what we see from this montage, and them trying to come up with all sorts of justifications for why this is in the name of safety. And this montage is happening on a TV screen that Senator S.A.F.E.T.Y is showing during a meeting. The Senate leader, however, brushes off the concerns about safety. Or, yes, the Senate leader dismisses being concerned about the safety of kids and just comments about how he enjoys seeing kids be miserable, or he says something along those lines at least. Senator S.A.F.E.T.Y is also with the leader of the safety bots, the Master Safety Bot, and the Master Safety Bot takes issue with the Senate leader's comments and wraps up the Senate leader's eating utensils with bubble wrap. The Senate leader was in the middle of eating while watching the screen. Senator S.A.F.E.T.Y questions why the Master Safety Bot did this, and the Master Safety Bot comments that the safety bots have come to the conclusion that adults are the greatest threats to kids' safety. We then see that word about the Master Safety Bot's declaration have made it to news reporters. Yes, we see some news reporters commenting about the safety bots' decision to protect kids, not just from various items or locations, but also from adults. And then a safety bot actually breaks into the building where this news report is being recorded and claims that. And yeah, the safety bot makes a comment about the dangers of kids sitting too close to TV screens. We see that Joey was actually watching. Yes, Joey was actually watching this news report from various TVs that were on display in a window in a nearby building. Joey still hasn't returned home just yet, but while Joey is starting to head back home, he does see he sees more safety bots approaching, and they're covering adults with bubble wrap. One of the safety bots, though, notices Joey, and the safety bot comments about the dangers of a baby wandering around without any supervision. Meanwhile, we see Senator S.A.F.E.T.Y is walking around a different street, and it looks like a suburban street. That's where Senator S.A.F.E.T.Y is walking through, and he sees the safety bots have covered not just houses, but animals and adults and even some kids in bubble wrap. And Senator S.A.F.E.T.Y decides that the safety bots have gone too far, and he decides that he needs to try and stop them. But before he can do anything else, Senator S.A.F.E.T.Y notices number 2 and number 4 fighting a safety bot with the hair cutters. They do manage to defeat the safety bot, but they also acknowledge that there are still a great number of safety bots that are left. Senator S.A.F.E.T.Y, though, grabs the hair cutters from number 2 and number 4 because he says that kids shouldn't be running around with scissors. Number 2 and number 4, however, insist that this is the only way that they can fight back against the safety bots, but Senator S.A.F.E.T.Y tells them that he knows of a safer way that they can do that. So Senator S.A.F.E.T.Y takes number 2 and number 4, or at least number 2 and number 4 follow Senator S.A.F.E.T.Y to the giant safety cone, and they're traveling through the air vents. Number 2 and number 4 still insist that they want their hair cutters back, but Senator S.A.F.E.T.Y repeats that it's too dangerous. Number 4 comments about how strange it is that Senator S.A.F.E.T.Y would want to stop the safety bots when he's so obsessed with safety. And Senator S.A.F.E.T.Y admits that he is all about safety for kids, but he doesn't want to inconvenience adult leisure activities either. And he does comment about how naturally, as a safety measure, he installed an override system to stop the safety bots, and that's his method that's the method that he's planning to do to stop the safety bots. Eventually, number 2, number 4, and Senator S.A.F.E.T.Y arrive in the main control room of the giant safety cone, but the master safety bot sees them. Senator S.A.F.E.T.Y does hit the override system button, but when he does so, the computer requests a safety code that has a lot of numbers. Senator S.A.F.E.T.Y was not responsible for installing this safety code. The master safety bot was, and the master safety bot comments along the lines about how one can't be too careful when it comes to safety. The master safety bot then traps number 2, number 4, and Senator S.A.F.E.T.Y in bubble wrap and starts to go on a rant about all the dangers that happen in the world. And we find out that Joey is with the master safety bot. Yes, the other safety bot brought Joey to the giant safety cone. And number 4 and Senator S.A.F.E.T.Y both end up confessing various things because of this monologue that the master safety bot was giving. Number 4 admits that Joey's lack of supervision towards Joey was on him, number 4, while Senator S.A.F.E.T.Y ends up admitting to number 2 and number 4 that he was the one that created the safety bots in the first place. The master safety bot, though, however, continues to go on a rant about the dangers of the world and comments that it's not just items, it's not just adults, it's not even other kids that are bringing danger to kids. It's the world itself has all sorts of dangers, such as natural disasters and poisonous plants and what have you. So the master safety bot plans to launch the giant safety cone into space, and all the safety bots intend to cover Earth with bubble wrap in the name of safety. And the master safety bot also comments about launching number 2, number 4, and Senator S.A.F.E.T.Y into space because of the dangers that they present to kids. So the giant safety cone is starting to head for space, but number 4 requests a chance to talk to his younger brother. The master safety bot comments about not detecting any dangers, so the master safety bot is okay with number 4 talking to Joey. Number 4 begins to apologize to Joey for yelling at him and acting dismissive towards his dancing. Number 4 admits that he actually found Joey's dancing to be rather funny. And number 2, this actually gives number 2 an idea. Number 2 encourages Joey to dance one more time in the hopes of distracting the master safety bot, which works. The master safety bot finds Joey's dancing to be cute and is distracted by it. So number 4 is able to free his arm from the bubble wrap that he's trapped in, and he's able to get the hair cutters, or at least one of the hair cutters, from Senator S.A.F.E.T.Y, and he's able to free himself from the bubble wrap. And he tries to, unfortunately though, the master safety bot does see that number 4 has broken free and sees that number 4 is running around with the hair cutters. So the master safety bot launches some bubble wrap towards the hair cutters to get them out of number 4's hand. But they end up being launched into the air, and it looks like they're heading for Joey. Number 4 does jump towards Joey and gets him out of the way, but it looks like despite number 4's best efforts, Joey was still harmed, because we see that Joey has what looks like a cut on his face, and number 4 blames the master safety bot for bringing harm to Joey, saying that the master safety bot was the one who launched the hair cutters into the air, which led to Joey being harmed. And the master safety bot begins to have a malfunction, because the master safety bot comments safety bots are supposed to protect kids, but apparently a safety bot has brought harm to a kid. And so the master safety bot declares that the safety bots must be neutralized in the name of protecting kids. So the master safety bot begins to cover everyone in the the master safety bot starts to launch bubble wrap all over the room. So number 2, number 4, Joey, and Senator S.A.F.E.T.Y are covered in bubble wrap again, and the master safety bot also is surrounded by bubble wrap, and the giant safety cone is also going to explode. And so the bubble wrap is what's protecting the human characters. So the master safety bot comments about making it home safely, and then explodes, and then the giant safety cone explodes. But thanks to the bubble wrap shields, the number 2, number 4, Joey and Senator S.A.F.E.T.Y are safe when they crash back onto Earth. But number 4, who's still holding on to Joey, ends up creating a giant crater when they crash land onto the ground again. The referee from the butt-busting playground tournament finals actually says that a new record in cracks in the pavement have been made. Nick and Chip actually declare number 4 to be the winner for this year's event, and they bring the trophy to number 4. But number 4 isn't concerned about the trophy or the title right now. He's concerned about his younger brother being injured. But then number 2 arrives towards the crater and comments about what a great idea it was to trick the master safety bot. Yes, number 2 says it was a good idea on number 4's part to trick the master safety bot by using ketchup to pretend to... number 2 comments that it was a good idea on number 4's part to pretend that Joey got a cut by using ketchup in order to trick the master safety bot. Number 4, though, is surprised to hear this, and then he's surprised to see Joey holding a bottle of ketchup. We find out that number 4 actually wasn't in on this plan. Number 4 thought that his younger brother was honestly harmed. And number 4 starts to yell at Joey, but it is an example of anger born out of worry, because he's saying how worried he was about Joey's well-being. But number 2, in a non-vocal manner, manages to convince number 4 to just play along and pretend that number 4 was the one that came up with this idea. And number 4 also goes along with this idea by saying that he also used ketchup on his knee. But number 2 comments that the knee injury looks like it's an actual knee injury and not ketchup. This actually causes number 4 to panic, and he faints. We see Senator S.A.F.E.T.Y, who's still wrapped up in the bubble wrap, commenting that he knew someone was going to get hurt, but then he falls over and he comments about how he's hurt now. The next scene is the end credits scene, and we see many kids are on the playground and they're playing with the bubble wrap. They're popping the bubble wrap, and even Senator S.A.F.E.T.Y is joining in on popping the bubble wrap, but he's acting rather nervous while he's popping the bubble wrap. And that's how we end this episode. So there you go. This was the Season 6 premiere of Codename Kids Next Door. So we finally began the recap and thoughts for Season 6 of Codename Kids Next Door on this channel. And like Season 3 and Season 5, Season 6 starts with a full episode. And this full episode actually only features 2 Sector V operatives, number 2 and number 4. So you could say that this is another buddy entry for number 2 and number 4. But besides that, one of the siblings of the Sector V operatives plays an important role in this episode, and that sibling is none other than Joey Beatles, the younger brother of number 4. And this isn't the first time that Joey played an important role in an entry of the series. Joey was also an important character in the Season 4 segment, Operation Dodgeball. So Joey gets another chance to be in the spotlight, this time in a full episode rather than a segment. And this episode in particular does show us the bond between the Beatles brothers. And number 4 does act like a bit of a jerk towards Joey at times, but when all's said and done, we see that number 4 really does care about his younger brother's well-being. We do see a few examples of number 4's anger being more along the lines of anger born out of worry, and we also see that number 4 was honestly devastated when he thought Joey was actually hurt. So I think this does well at showing some heartwarming moments from number 4. It shows us how number 4 can be a bit of a jerk. He's probably the Sector V operative who's the most likely to be a jerk, but he still does have his good qualities, and he does honestly care about his younger brother, even if he doesn't always show it sometimes. And it was also pretty heartwarming to see number 2 defend Joey. Yes, I thought it was heartwarming how number 2 also defended Joey, especially because Joey did accidentally lead to number 2 crashing, but number 2 didn't hold it against Joey, and he did comment that number 4 should cut Joey a break since Joey is just a baby. So I thought that was pretty heartwarming too, to see number 2 defend Joey and comment about how number 4 could stand to be a little nicer to his younger brother from time to time. Now, the other big detail with this episode would be the antagonists, the safety bots created by Senator S.A.F.E.T.Y. But in the case of the safety bots and Senator S.A.F.E.T.Y, they're actually not evil. Yes, they're great examples of antagonists that aren't actually evil. Senator S.A.F.E.T.Y could be considered either a Type 3 anti-villain, the well-intentioned extremist, or a Type 4 anti-villain, the nominal villain. Because Senator S.A.F.E.T.Y, his whole goal was for the sake of protecting kids in the name of safety. And even though Senator S.A.F.E.T.Y eventually went against the safety bots or tried to stop them because he said that he was against the safety bots getting in the way of adult leisure activities, it still made clear to us that even though Senator S.A.F.E.T.Y is annoyed about adult leisure activities being inconvenienced, he still genuinely does care about the safety of kids. So that wasn't him pretending. He's sincere that he wants to keep kids safe. That's sincere, even if he might have drawn the line at... that's what I liked. Senator S.A.F.E.T.Y might not have liked the fact that the safety bots were inconveniencing adult leisure activities, but his desire to see that kids are safe is still sincere, and he still is concerned about that. So I did think that that was actually pretty heartwarming to see an adult who isn't a parent actually show concern for kids' well-being. I thought that was pretty heartwarming, and yeah, his intentions were good, but the safety bots... Yes, the safety bots were more clearly an example of Type 3 anti-villains or well-intentioned extremists because they were sincere about keeping kids safe, but their methods were too far. They took things way too far to the point of acting like any possible thing could be considered dangerous. And yeah, but we did see that their intentions were good. It was their methods that were the problem. And the point about, I did also like the point about how I do think that the part of the point of this episode was also meant to show that even though you can try all your best to protect others, there are some things that you just can't control, like the natural disasters of the Earth. Yes, because Earth has natural disasters that happen, and the safety bots actually wanted to try and cover Earth in bubble wrap in the name of safety. And yes, that's obviously an extreme method to take and would likely have caused some serious problems in the long run. But yeah, it is a good lesson about how you can't control everything in life. You can try your best to be safe, but some things just can't be controlled no matter what you do. And at the same time, though, the safety bots were still sincere about the well-being of kids. When the master safety bot believed to have harmed Joey. Or yes, when the master safety bot was tricked into thinking that Joey was harmed because of the actions of the master safety bot, the master safety bot was honestly devastated by this and wanted to make sure that kids were safe from the safety bots because the safety bots didn't follow through with the intent of protecting kids. And the master safety bot's last words about making sure they got home safely does highlight how the safety bots were sincere with their intentions, even if their methods were too far. And some fans have actually admitted that they felt sympathy for the safety bots. Yeah, some fans admit that they felt sympathy towards the safety bots because of their good intentions, even if their methods were extreme. And otherwise, otherwise I'd say, actually there is one more thing that I think is worth bringing up. We see that Senator S.A.F.E.T.Y is walking around the town, and he's also at the Senate. Senator S.A.F.E.T.Y's, the safety cone, the giant safety cone is located in the town that Sector V is located in. And we see that the safety bots are starting with that town, the town that Sector V is from. And Senator S.A.F.E.T.Y is naturally a senator who works at Washington, D.C. So this episode has led to some fans speculating that Sector V and Sector W, because of the events of Operation Daddy, might actually be located in Washington, D.C. Yes, that's popular. Yes, many fans have speculated that Washington, D.C. is the location of Sector V and Sector W, and that actually does make some sense. There's another episode in Season 6, a full episode that also seems to hint that Sector V and Sector W are located in Washington, D.C., And I guess that would be pretty cool to have the main character's treehouse be located at the capital of the United States. So again, they never came right out and said that they're located in Washington, D.C., but this episode and another episode do seem to hint at that possibility. So I thought I might as well mention that detail. And I might bring it up again in the recap and thoughts video for that other full episode that hints at Washington, D.C. being the location of Sector V and Sector W. So otherwise, there we go. I did think that, yes, I did like how this episode showed us more of the Beatles brothers' bond, showed us more of number 4's good qualities by showing us that he can be a bit of a jerk, but his care for his younger brother is sincere when push comes to shove. And I also thought it was heartwarming how number 2 also showed some care for Joey too. And like I said, I also did like how the antagonists for this full episode were actually sympathetic antagonists. They really weren't evil. They honestly meant well. They honestly had good intentions, but their methods were taken too far. And I do think this episode also does provide a good lesson about how some things in life just can't be controlled. There are some variables in life that you just can't control, no matter how hard you may try to be safe or protect others. And otherwise, yes, I would say that's it for now. So as of this video, we've now discussed episode 66 of Codename Kids Next Door on this channel. Take care, and until next time,